Hello and welcome back. So this video is created by Too Much Tash. I loved the idea, so I really wanted to do it, and it is makeup products that I have used more than 100 times. I love her channel because she is very exact and mathematical, and she actually kept track of these things, so she knows 100% sure she used these more than 100 times. I am guessing, but I know pretty well just based on the usage I have on these products. And having had them in project pans, I know, oh, I had this in a project pan for 5 months, so I definitely used it more than 100 times. So mine is a bit more guesswork here, but I am pretty sure. I do think I have a few other products that I probably have used 100 times or more, but I wasn't totally sure. So yeah, these I am quite confident that I've used over 100 times. And yeah, so that's it. Let's get into it. The first product, I have no doubts I've used this more than 100 times, and that is Tarte Shape Tape. This lasts forever. I finished my other concealer, I think maybe in February, so I've been using this every day since then, and I had used it plenty before that. Plus, this is also my second tube. The first one did take me 10 months to finish. So yeah, I mean, there is like, you can't see any of emptiness in this container. It lasts a very, very long time, which I mean is good. You definitely get your money's worth. This next product, I know for sure I've used over 100 times. I also had it in a project pan, and that is the Becca Sun Chaser palette. I love this. I think this is one of the best products Becca's ever made. I have definitely hit pan on Opal, as you can see there, and I've actually used this blush a lot. Becca blushes, though, are very, very pigmented, so it would take me a very long time to finish this. This bronzer, unfortunately, is very hard to blend. I have much better bronzers, so I don't really use that. But I love this blush. I've used it a lot. Obviously, I've used Opal a lot. And yeah, I think this is a fantastic product, and I still really enjoy it. This you would have seen in my drop 10 before summer, and that is my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I have used this quite a bit. I've been using this steadily since, I don't know, like February, maybe even January, and it's still going strong. I mean, I'm definitely getting close to finishing it. As you can tell, there's not a ton left, but yeah, this, you get a lot of product in here, 0.7 ounces. So that is pretty good, I think, for a loose powder. So yeah, I do like it, but I would definitely like to finish it. This Morphe setting spray, I'm getting really close to finishing. It's almost empty. So I know I've used this quite a bit. Plus, this is, I think, my third or fourth bottle of this. I really enjoy it. It lasts longer than you would think for this spray type container. I don't know that I would repurchase it though. I did see that they increased the price, which kind of annoyed me. I really enjoy the e.l.f. setting spray, which is much cheaper, but this is a really good product, and hopefully this will be done soon. The next item is a foundation. This is also in a project. This is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting. I think I'm somewhere down around here. This is a very high coverage foundation, so you do not need a lot. And I've actually finished a whole other bottle of this, so I know I've used it many times, especially if you include that other bottle. But yeah, I've been working on this for several months, and I still have a little under half of it, so I like it. The color doesn't match exactly, so I would like to get this used up, but yeah. This is a pretty intense full coverage foundation. As you can tell, I have not yet talked about any eyeshadow palettes. I will leave those to the end, but sadly I only have 2, which is really embarrassing considering I have 39 palettes. I did recently declutter some, but anyway, I was a little disappointed to notice that. But anyway, this next item I have used many times, and I don't have pan on it, interesting. This is the Anastasia Brow Powder in medium brown. And as you can tell, there's a lot of dips. I think the reason I haven't hit pan is because I just kind of go in there randomly every time I use this. So there are multiple dips happening. It's not like I'm just using the same spot, but I've used this a lot. I mean, I think in that center there, I could hit pan fairly soon if I focused on that area. But anyway, I love this brow powder. It is fantastic. And yeah, I like it. This next item has lasted me a very long time. This is the Lancome Absolute Powder in Absolute Pearl. I use this as an under eye setting powder. It's absolutely amazing for that, but I do think the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil is similar, so I will be going back to that. But look how much I have left. This is crazy. I have been using this every day to set my under eyes for 8 months. I mean, that's a lot of days that I've been using this. I mean, I'm only using it on my under eyes, so I don't really need that much, which is why I think it's lasting so long. There's 0.3 ounces in here, so this is half the size of that Maybelline powder, even though the packaging is very bulky. Yeah, wow. I've been using this for a very long time, and I feel like I'm only halfway through it. I mean, this is good. This is very expensive, so I'm glad that it is lasting well. But yeah, that's pretty insane to me that I'm only halfway through in like almost a year. This next item is the Marc Jacobs bronzer in Tantric. I had this in a project pan where I was using it every day, I think for 4 months, and I didn't hit pan. And then I started using it again, and then I finally did hit pan. So I have also had this for 2 years. So I can guarantee I've used this probably at least 150 times, if not more than that. Yeah, this is a really good bronzer, but you get so much product in here. I have seen people finish this. If I could finish this, oh my gosh, that would be so amazing. But you do get 0.8, and most bronzers are about 0.3 ounces. So you get more than double your average bronzer in here, which I mean is good because it's a $50 bronzer. So you do get your money's worth out of it if you're using it every day. So yeah, I like this. I've used it a lot, and if I could finish this, that would be amazing, but that will take a long, long time. Alrighty, this is another item that has lasted a very long time. This is the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. This is my new favorite. The Wet n Wild used to be my holy grail, but I couldn't find it one day, so I switched to this, and that was in February. I have been using this every single day, and it is now June. So wow, this lasts a long time because I mean, it pretty much still looks full. I mean, there's maybe a bit of air in there now, but yeah, and you get 0.3 ounces in here, which I mean, considering it's an eyeshadow primer, I'm only using a small amount every time. So yeah, this is really good. I have extremely oily eyelids. A lot of eyeshadows or eyeshadow primers crease on me. This does not. So you definitely get your money's worth. This is only $7, and yeah, I've been using it every day for like 4 or 5 months. On to the eyeshadow palettes, and like I said, I looked through my eyeshadow palette collection and I kind of did a little mental math in my head, and I do have about 5 or 6 other palettes that have pan on them, but I realized I didn't use them 100 times to hit pan, probably between 30 and 60 times. So there are only 2 palettes that I know for a fact I've used over 100 times, and they're both my Pan That palettes. This is my Pan That palette from 2018, Tart Lit and Bloom. I mean, I use this every day for a year, and I did make some really good progress. I still really love this palette, so I know I've used this palette 300 and something times, and I didn't finish it, so what does that tell you? But it's a great palette. I do really enjoy it. And yeah, I'm still keeping it around. And the next one is my Pan That palette from this year, which is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar. I have pan on several shades in here. I have a whole Pan That palette playlist if you want to check all of the details out. I've been using this every day since mid-December, so yeah, well over 100 days. Yeah, I am very happy about the progress I am making, but this really makes me realize how little I've used my palette. So when I was planning out this video, I looked through my eyeshadow drawers and I realized that most of my eyeshadow palettes, I've probably only used 5 to 15 times. Oh my gosh, I gotta say, when I had that realization, I was pretty angry with myself because I have so many palettes. I did recently declutter some, which was good, but yeah, that upsets me. So I really want to get more use out of my eyeshadow palettes. So I'm trying to rein in on the eyeshadow palette purchasing for a while because yeah, if I keep buying, then I'm not really getting good use out of my other palettes. So most of my palettes have been hardly used, which is highly embarrassing. I need to change that. I do, like I said, I have several palettes with pan, and that probably did take me 30 to 60, maybe 70 times to hit pan. But yeah, once I hit pan, I would put it away and move on to something else or focus on my Pan That palette. So Anyway, so that is it for this video. I really like this concept. I'm sure you know who Too Much Tosh is, but if for some reason you don't, you should check her out. Her channel is awesome. That is it, and thanks for watching.